Washoe County corruption. This is part of a series on Mr. Belfort's case. We're going to talk about his documents. He's going to narrate. His eyes aren't real good, so I'm going to read it on my big screen, and then he'll comment. I'll read it for him. So what this is, we got it file stamped. This is on 5/28/25. We're going to go out of order a little bit. This is a motion for identity. Okay, this is a case against Washoe County where they're violating his rights in the 2nd Judicial District Court, Washoe County, Nevada State. So far, there's about 36 motions and entries in this case, so we're just going to start going off. Okay, so this is case number CB2500680. Motion notice for identity. A trespass has occurred without proof of standing. Unknown agents co-acting in a fraudulent business practices scheme to defraud rights and titles while taxing. Elizabeth Hickman, number 11598, attorneys, witnesses, sovereign citizens admit to damages by the True Bill 001 herein for the failure to identify he, her, their representations, authority, license, oath of office, lawful, Real ID Act, appearances, corporate identification number W9, Elizabeth Hickman, number 11598, attorneys, witnesses, sovereign citizens violate due processes, perjury of oath, subornation of perjury, attempting to defraud the United States, etc., for the written appealable ruling. Time 9 a.m., June 26, 2025, Department 15. And this is against Washoe County and these co-actors here. You can see them listed here, Washoe County Board of Adjustment. This has to do with a title fraud in Wilcox Ranch that's being perpetrated against Mr. Belfort and myself ever since we bought the properties. And so we're going to go through. This is, like I said, this is going to be a playlist. And this first one out of order is motion notice identity trespass has occurred. Okay, so we'll go down here. I'm just going to read it real quick, some of it, and then we'll talk about. To all officers, employees, trustees, witnesses of the 2nd Judicial Court, Washoe County, Nevada State, or the proper jurisdictions. I, a man, in the name of Lord Almighty, accept your lawful oaths, bind you the same, and command you to do justice. I waive all customary rules of law and other procedural impediments. I am not an attorney, nor am I trained in law, and I expect my rights to be protected by the public fiduciaries. Haynes versus Kerner Standards, non-attorney. Noticing that I, a man, challenge standing jurisdiction, licenses, venue, attorneys, etc., at all times for due process and for the protection of rights. Jonathan Belfort, and I, a man who forswears against all foreign agents while challenging standing jurisdiction, authority, identity at all times against adverse parties, administrators, claimants, third parties, appearances, representations, attorneys, judicial officers, foreign agents, trespassers, trustees, deaths, son, tort, feasors, breach of trust, false witnesses, etc., for proof of their claims, disclosure adverse to my property, titles, and rights, do affirm the following testimony by deposition entered, notice for identity, Exhibit 1. Now, he had previously filed a deposition under notary seal to challenge anybody that comes on here, any third party. So that under my biometric seal by my belief and knowledge is true, correct, and complete, and not misleading, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, with clean hands, intending to protect rights by these sworn verifications of this proof of claims for this public record challenge. Motion notice for identity. So this is the same thing, but I want to talk about this saying sovereign citizens. They like to call people out there that challenge them sovereign citizens, but they're the real sovereign citizens because they don't follow the law and they refuse to protect rights. So that's why they're being called that. Anyway, so that goes through there.
We have to mention conflict of interest in this matter also, that she's a direct witness and co-actor participant in the simulated process that was run on me at the Board of Adjustments hearing March 6, 2025.
Yeah, it's a what we're calling that is a hijack of your appeal. They switched it on you and made themselves a appellant, and they didn't tell you. I mean, this is, you're going to see. So points and authorities, NRS definitions, generally deceptive trade practices, fraud, NRS 598.0903, 18 U.S. Code 1621, perjury generally. This is the attorneys for Washoe County, perjuring their oaths to protect rights. Fifth Amendment, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law. Exactly what they're trying to do against Mr. Belfort. They're trying to steal his property and lean on him and threaten him. This has been going on for 5 years. He's been there a lot longer than me, out there 15 years. So he's got this claim for challenge now by the trespassers. Elizabeth Hickman, numbers 115983974. This is her number. This one is Mary M. Canderas, Chief Deputy District Attorney. 1620 is Gail Agnes Kern, and 696 is another attorney, Nancy Ann Leader for Washoe County. Okay, these are all witnesses. These people are all witnesses to the perjury of oaths to the crimes against Mr. Belfort.
They're all witnesses to the criminal claims of embezzlement, title fraud, and racketeering, and acting, using one's official position, acting in the benefit of oneself or another.
Yeah, and that's their policy. There's alleged attorneys as unknown ages co-acting by the following deposition entered in this record by the Exhibit 1, and further identification by the Real ID Act. W9 corporate employers, as it is unclear what entity is the employer of this appearance representations. See, Hickman made an appearance in here. Washoe County and County of Washoe are separate business, is state of Nevada and Nevada State. Therefore, a W9 form is provided by Exhibit 3 for the return and due process on a penalty of perjury. This is the ID because they're running a dual set of books. Okay, here we go. Exhibit 1, challenge respondent defendant deposition for standing challenge. This claim has been established on every court entry document contract CV 25-00680. Challenge for lawful oath of office and license of practice law, etc., to be entered in on this record by the 20 days. Exhibit 2, challenge respondent defendant trespass by the unknown ages. Elizabeth Hickman, number 11598, deputy, is a fiction name purporting to be a lawful officer of the United States. Guarantors of office, also violating the Real Identification Act, posing as an agent for the accused Deputy District Attorney Mary M. Canderas, 3974, Chief, charged with dereliction of duties, identification, concealments, intending to extort constitutional rights. Okay, so she's representing her chief. She's a deputy, Hickman, and this is the one that was previously handing it. Now she's representing her as a regular deputy. I mean, there's a conflict of interest there. And, you know,
After being present to and participating in the hijacked Board of Adjustment simulated process that was run on me.
yes. Okay. Exhibit 3, challenge respondent defendant W9, in which Washoe County or the County of Washoe, its agents, refused to identify while not being transparent and receiving federal funding, violating due processes continually. Rule 7A, corporation or other business entity must appear in court represented by legal counsel or a corporate officer or employee who is authorized to act on behalf of the corporation or business entity. See the Clearfield Doctrine on corporate immunity. None. See, they're refusing to tell Mr. Belfort has challenged them on this W9, and they just ignore it. They won't tell you who they're working for. They're trying to extort money, and they won't provide it. Exhibit 4, challenge respondent defendant district attorneys co-actors charged, then alleged representative co-actors representing same office is a conflict of interest at minimum. The fox guarding the hen house, public corruptions, etc. Exhibit 5, admissions respondent defendant True Bill 001 for the summary claims damages by the failure to proof of claim appearances, authority, standing oath, license, real lawful name, W-9 corporation, etc. Now, I looked up that for Mr. Belfort. She's using an alias name, and she's refusing to give her real name. He has a right to know who his accusers are, and she's already made the admissions that that was her name, but it's in fact not. This is why she probably doesn't want to give us these documents, but this is in the record. We're challenging it, or Mr. Belfort is. Conclusion: 20 days to reply. Exhibits 1 through 5 are confessed by silence. All rights reserved for administrative due process suits in federal court under the Administrative Procedures Act, suits for title damages, trespasses, suits against the United States for perjury, land patent title claims. Washoe County or the County of Washoe violates rights for receiving federal funding. Elizabeth Hickman, policies 11598/3974/1620/696. See, one attorney's all the attorneys. Witnesses, attorneys, sovereign citizens co-act as lien claimants against a private property commonly known as 300 Paw Ross Springs Road, Reno, Nevada. False witnesses, attorneys co-acting and continually damaging I, a man, and Jonathan Belfort estate. And then he has his seal here. Okay, so we go down. We're going to go through these real quick.
Email communications.
Yeah. So you have, he file stamped this one already, 423. This is a deposition that was already in the record before she entered. Okay, and I'll read it real quick. Standing challenge by deposition, notary witness, sworn witness claims, and judicially noticed evidence of facts here, and notice a claim on bond insurance, Washoe County for refusing due processes. Standing authority, identity, license, enacting clauses, oath of office, etc. Motion to be entered for challenge when trespass occurs. Exhibit 1. Proof of claim, Washoe County bond insurance. Exhibit 2. Tendered payment for the due process of WVIO PLA 24-0100 on the hijacking of appeal WCAH 2024-000022. Judge Honorable David A. Hardy. Now this was already put in before the attorneys made their appearance, so this is the exhibit. Okay, so there he signed it, and then he did it with a notary here, and he deposed here. There's a notary, and then he goes here basically. Jonathan Belfort and I, man, deponent, claimant, witness, do affirm the following testimony. Third party notary witness, a form of deposition on my biometric seal and belief. Knowledge is true, correct, complete, not misleading the truth, nothing but the truth, and deliver this agreed contractual notice. Okay, it's a standing challenge. Okay, it basically goes through here, and then he challenges, and we're probably going to have to do this in 2 videos here because we're running out of time. But I'll go in this, and we'll get to the exhibits for part 2 of this. But basically, the deponent question: why do you challenge proof of claims and standing, etc.? Answer: a breach of trust. Trespass has occurred, Washoe County, and continues to occur with conflicts intentionally against my interests concerning Jonathan Belfort property, rights, titles, and the following challenge are proof of claims, rulings, or admit fault, fraud, perjury, or as a forward agent, false witness, trespasser, motion for identity ordered here, now, and continually of trespass upon. So he was already trespassed when she did this, and so he's got all these questions in here, okay, that it has to do with the oath of office and all this stuff, and you know, let's see here, different runs.